The current spoiler warning level is Azure.
Friends and folks, for this episode, you're looking at a spoiler warning level of Azure. We're talking about some stuff from Cardfight Vanguard. It's not a spoiler for anything. But since I have you here, I want to apologize a little bit. This episode, my audio is kind of clippy, which is not to say it's too loud. You know, I mean, if you know the difference between clippy audio and loud audio, basically I hit my threshold and it sounds a little crunchy. Sincerely, a stranger was in my room and fiddled with my I assumed fiddled with my mixer for fun and fucked up my levels, and I did not notice before recording. And so my audio is not great. I immediately fixed it after this. It shouldn't happen again. I'm taking precautions. I feel it's very reasonable that I didn't predict this happening, that I didn't anticipate it. Anyway, sorry about that. Please enjoy the episode. Hello, friends and folks, and welcome back to another episode of Mechanista NG. I have to leave the house in 4 hours, against my will. I'm Six Tutler.
And I'm Dylan. What are you doing? What do you gotta do?
The house is being sold, and so people are coming to see it. For the record, I rent a room in the house. I am not seeing the profits of this sale. I don't think anyone would assume that, but just in case.
Yeah.
But since they're selling the house, it's like, okay, well, at 3:15, I gotta get the fuck out, and I don't know, do something.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
Go play Chrono Trigger on a bench somewhere.
You've been, replaying the DS
We're gonna
version?
be, this is a bit of an early scoop. We're gonna be covering it for Novel Not New. I guess this month at this point, because last month's episode is late because of some mix-ups. But yeah, we'll be doing Chrono Trigger, and I'm playing a hack. I'm playing the Refined Text Edition. There are a lot of mods or hacks for Chrono Trigger SNES that mess with the text. A lot of them do so in ways I don't appreciate, right?
Uh-huh.
This one is like, hey, we think the original SNES Ted Woolsey translation is really good, but there are some things he was not allowed to do because he had to make it family friendly. For example, he had to refer to alcohol as soup. And then also, there are some parts where there were typos or translations that didn't make any sense, like saying a move healed someone and it didn't. So it fixes those things.
Okay.
I'm like, okay,
Yeah.
I appreciate that.
Makes sense.
It also does bring, in the original SNES release, they call all of the, magus and the folk he's associated with the mystics, and in the DS they call them the fiends, and he's the fiend lord. And it brings it in line with that because that's closer to the original in a way that makes sense.
That makes sense, yeah.
It's a nuanced world, and you will find a lot of hacks by people who work very hard to do something you think is a bad goal.
Yeah, I mean, what is and isn't a bad goal can be hard to define sometimes, to be fair.
Sure. Of course.
But, yeah.
Pick up die, roll die.
Yeah. I may have
just added more to this list, so good.
I may have made fun of Chrono Trigger the other day. Kind of.
There's some things to make fun of. What'd you make fun of?
I just specifically think that people saying that the fact that it's not true random battles and that it's on the map, meaning you have much more control and how that's so much better than random battles, is a little misleading. Because ultimately, it is a thing where I can see the illusion play out. Because when you're playing Chrono Trigger, while you can see a lot of encounters on the map, it also means you have fixed encounters at certain locations that you aren't going to dodge.
And also they cheat sometimes. They may not be random, but there are ones that are triggered, like if you have played the game and but there are ones with invisible triggers.
Yeah. And it's like, if if someone had brought up, which, to be fair, I understand this argument, if you backtrack in the middle of a dungeon, then it doesn't feel as bad. This is fair. If you leave the screen, however, of the dungeon, and then you backtrack, all the encounters are back again. In the same places, sure, but as you said, you can't always dodge them. It's an interesting thing that I think about. It also came up when I was reading about Xenosaga, like, people being like, I like it when there are map icons, for monsters. And I get it. I get having the preference. I'm not saying having a preference is wrong. It's more, when it is talked about as a flat upgrade in ways that I don't think are actually true, because it's kind of more of an illusion of control. That's when I start being like, especially in games where it's like, oh, you have to run through a thin hallway. There's no way you're avoiding these encounters. Again, you're not running into a random encounter, but this hallway guarantees you will have, for instance, 3 encounters. Now, there are games with random battles that have the encounters turned up a bit too high. That's true, too. But again, it's just something I think is a bit more nuanced than just, visible encounters equals better and, more control.
Sure. Yeah, I mean, the people saying that don't have very sophisticated thoughts about JRPGs.
I mean, I wouldn't say that. Look, this is
I just did.
What? No, I
said I would. I just did. That's the fight.
Look, anyway, alright.
It's fine. You don't have to have sophisticated thoughts about JRPGs, but if you're out here, like, the fact that you can see the battles is automatically better, it's like, okay, you're not thinking about this very hard. I think that's perfectly fair to say.
Fair. See, me being me, I'm like, I have to turn this into a quandary that I have to, like, eternally argue uphill against, even without there being a person there, because that's just how I deal with quandaries. I don't know. This is how I deal with different...
to do that. I've already given you a quandary. Solve that quandary.
Alright, anyway.
On your screen.
Alright. Oh, yes. Is this the girl from Die Buster?
No, I don't know what the girl from Die Buster looks like.
She has like a white costume that is not quite exact to this, I'm sure. But when I saw like the thin white outfit being worn, I just assumed,
I see. I found this. Yeah, no. Everyone was after Gunbuster was so good, everyone was like, Die Buster will really disappoint you. So I still haven't seen it, but I probably should.
Yeah, I don't know what this is, actually, because this is clearly a person wearing an outfit and not necessarily a mecha. I'm assuming this is a request episode.
This is a request episode, that's correct.
Yeah.
You are pretty much correct.
Yeah. I'm just saying, this is cloth I am looking at, and there is hair back there. So.
That's true. They're a cyborg, and so I'm not sure how much of this is like they can take on and off.
Okay.
But
well, can I see a little bit more?
Sure. Let's get you a bigger picture. Oh, it'd be really funny. What if I was a shithead?
Make your choice.
Everyone always likes hearing this from me.
Make your choice, 6.
Yeah, with respect to the listener request, I'm gonna pivot. I'm just gonna give Dylan something else completely different because I'm funny.
Wait, what? Why?
I don't know.
Is it related?
We'll do the listener request after. No.
Is this Hakumen from,
This is Hakumen.
BlazBlue?
The request is not Hakumen.
So the thing is, I played BlazBlue on the PSP originally, and my only thing in my brain that ever stuck with me in it is, I like some of this music.
Music's very good.
I like Iron Taiga's theme. Is that his name?
Iron Tager.
Tager.
You like Motorhead? Yeah.
Yeah, that one's great. Well, it's got like a funky bass line, and it's. I mean, I guess that makes sense. He's a grappler character in a. It's still the Guilty Gear people work on it, right? It's Arc System Works, right?
Yeah, it is the game that they made when they lost the rights to Guilty Gear for a while.
They lost the rights to Guilty Gear. What?
Because their publisher, it was one of those things.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
So Exerd was them getting them back.
Okay.
Then they left BlazBlue behind, and then the person who made BlazBlue left the company, which is too bad because I like BlazBlue better. But yeah, here's Hakumen. You were never gonna guess what we're actually talking about, but it is a cybernetic dude with a sword in like silvery armor and like blue hair.
Okay.
And so I was like, hey,
well,
sure.
I was like, well,
That's more guessable.
If there's BlazBlue, I was gonna. So the character that I am guessing is not even going to be from BlazBlue. You just okay. I see why you brought
Right,
this up.
they're similar, and I was like, this one Dylan might actually be able to guess.
Okay, because
So
I was like,
a
surely
chance.
I would recognize like New 13, because that's the character
Yeah.
I of course played when I was playing the PSP game, because she's like a robot girl with flying swords, and I thought that was kind of cool. I should give BlazBlue a proper try on something that isn't the PSP, because I mean, I don't know. I know there was the thing about this going on like a week ago or a month ago. I don't know how long it was, where people were like, either you like BlazBlue or you like Guilty Gear. I do quite like Guilty Gear. I am a Slayer main in Exerd, and honestly, seemingly when I went and was playing at someone's house, a bit of the new one, Strive. I was still able to play Slayer pretty well in spite of them changing some things. So, I like playing Slayer.
Yeah, the reason people say that is because it's an Uncanny Valley problem. Where because both are made by the same people, and one is kind of trying to be a replacement for the other, they feel similar enough, but also different enough that if you like one, the other one feels uncanny to you. Very often.
But I did like, it's very funny that I got into playing Slayer, because I'm like, Slayer doesn't feel like a very me character, I feel like, but I don't know. I just...
Aesthetically, at least, yeah.
Yeah, aesthetically speaking. But I just like his moves. I like to stomp and knock people in the air. I like to use the pile bunker that knocks people across the screen. I think Dandy Step inputs are really fun.
I'm gonna give you the BlazBlue pitch on Susanoo. Let me pull up Susanoo. So first off, from a lore context, you're gonna be like, this guy looks kind of similar to Hakumen.
Yeah, yeah, he sure does.
So, because basically, this is the body of a god, and the god gets knocked out of it, and Hakumen takes it over.
Right, because Hakumen is Jin, right? Is that a spoiler? I don't think that's a spoiler. I feel like
it's not really I mean, it's a spoiler from the very first game,
but it feels like it's obvious.
It's
even
heavily
in
foreshadowed.
The one I played. Yeah.
Yeah, like they share supers. There's a really fun part where he has his little iconic, like, chant when he starts a fight, where he's like I am justice, I am the cold sword. It's like, and in Japanese it's wariwaku wariwako wariwa jin, I am Jin. So it's like, a fun little pun in there.
Okay.
This also means sword. But this character, the way they play is like big stompy mouth lasers, hellfire, but their mechanic is they're an ancient sealed evil, and so over the course of the fight you unlock new moves.
Oh, interesting.
It's very fun.
That's a fun mechanic. Okay.
Anyway, we're not actually talking about that.
Anyway, yeah. Sorry for the little aside, but yeah, I see how you get here though, saying this design. Yes. So this is from Cardfight Vanguard, I'm assuming.
Yes, that's correct. This is Aperture Star-vader Quantum.
Okay, I was gonna say Quantum I can read, but I can't read the rest of that. Oh wait, actually, that's interesting. The Star-vader they did the thing where it is made of kanji here, but it does spell out Star-vader above. So I'm wondering if they happen to pick kanji that came out to sounding that could be read as Star-vader. I'm curious what the kanji mean then on their own though. Just because, because you can see the little, I forget what it's called when they write the pronunciation above kanji, but,
Yeah, I know the thing you mean.
But you can see Star-vader there.
So we're going to be talking about some of the Link Jokers, which is another clan, like the, fucking, Cops and the Novo Grapplers.
Ooh, was this Cross Zeta as well?
Yes, Cross Zeta requested the first set, and I've just sort of done more.
Oh,
it's
okay.
not like Cross Zeta was like, and then these. I was like, what other robots are in this game? So, Maybe Cross Zeta's like, I don't give a shit about any of these. Well, make new requests, I'll add them to your list. But in the meantime, I'm blaming you for this.
Okay, fair enough. You have been taking it upon yourself to sometimes expand on these, which I don't think is a bad thing. It's just funny, because I remember you had mentioned on one of Grant's prior episodes also just being like, maybe I'll throw some other designs from Dougram and stuff on there.
Mm-hmm.
Or Dougram. But yeah. All right. Well, Aperture Star-vader Quantum. Okay, well, starting with his head, this guy has a helmet on the upper half of his head. The lower half is, his face bare. For the helmet, it has... The top, it has, like, a horn that is in black and red. It looks like it's mostly in black with, like, a little bit of red around the base. And it's going back. And then as you go around the sides, you get some yellow where the horn is actually embedded in. And then there's a red line and then some more black around the sides. Going around the nose to the cheeks, you have another set of white armor. It kind of has a bit of a point where the nose is. It hangs down a little below the mouth. The cheeks are sticking out a little bit. You got like these little small wings there. Right behind these cheeks, you also have two horns that are jutting forward. Which is kind of an interesting contrast with the horn. It has the horn in the middle that's swept back, and then you have these two that are pointing more forward. These horns are mostly in white with some kind of... It looks like they have an opening or something at the end, with some... Don't know if that's red or orange, if that's meant to be, but... And then on the cheek armor on the back of the wings, at the very end of each wing, you have like a little extension going back, and it's a bit black on the base of it, with then another like white, you can see it a little bit there, like a white wedge sticking up with a little bit of yellow or gold pieces at the end. And then this has like a scarf trailing off of it, it looks like, for these. Also around the head is like a red halo going around the head as well. But yeah, and then you have like this red energy halo that's partially see-through, and then you have these red trails running off the back of these head horns. Or the extra horns on the ends of the wings that are on the cheeks, because this thing has a lot of horns. A lot of things that can be defined as horns.
Little horny bastard.
Blue hair, sort of a fluffy design to the hair. It could be blue or white. It's hard to tell, because if you look at like the background, you can tell that there is some lighting effects and whatnot going on, and it's very blue in the background for a lot of it. So it could be that the hair is white and that it's being more, the lighting is making it look more blue. But either way, but yeah, very fluffy hair, goes down pretty long. Goes down past his abdomen. As for the body, you've got sort of a breastplate going on for the upper part of the torso. You have like two little pectoral plates in white with like a little bit of red separating some black parts. It's got like a red gem in the center of it. A white piece in the middle below, and then running down like the abs, you've got a lot of more detail in the middle. On the outside, these are just kind of like coattails that run down. And then in the middle, you've got like this golden gem below that ends in a downward point, surrounded by some white stripes. These white stripes then form kind of a weird diamond, because if you look, the stripes are incomplete. The one on the far right stripe is not going around the diamond, which is just interesting the way they did this. I feel like I'm looking at an optical illusion. The more I look at it, it's making me feel a little...
Yeah, for a second I was like, oh, is it like two layers sort of overlap? And I was like, no, the lines don't quite add up. Huh.
It's like this left line melds into the second line from the right, but then the outermost line just kind of go. That's weird. Sorry, this will be a very visual episode given that I'm describing clothes, and I'm assuming it's going to be the same on a lot of these guys. Meanwhile, on the sides of the bottom part of this outfit, you've got, like, these two little red gem coupling things going on. There's a bit of gold around the base of them, and then, like, a red gem. And that seems to be on the gem is more directly on the leg, because you can see with his right leg raised, like, this one's more flat. Then, for the sleeves, looks like he's got some pointy shoulder armor that has mostly white with some red embellishments in the middle of it. You can see as you go down the arm, there's some, like, a red stripe going on. You get a little, like, bracelet at the end of the wrist here, and then a gloved hand, mostly with, like, a black glove, and then it's got a white cover on the back with another, like, red circular opening on the back of the hand. The legs, he seemingly has, like, a black bodysuit underneath the entire outfit, and for, like, the waist and such, you can see, the black running down. Then he's got around his thighs some white armor with it's got some black and red on the top of it, and then these golden lines running down the middle that then have more circular parts. The knee is back to being the black bodysuit, and then he's got, coming up from his calves, some big armor equipped, including some armor that runs over the top of the knee and juts up. This armor is a mix of black and white. It's got some white on the sides, a black wedge on the front and back, and then, like, a little bit of yellow at the end. Around the sides of the calves, he's got more of those little, red circular parts in there with gold around the edge of them. Looks like black on the boots, and then around the bottom of the feet. Can't really see the top of the feet too well here, but it looks like there's some yellow, or some gold embellishment on top of, like, the foot armor there.
It looks like there's, like, some, like, so the leg goes, like, whoof, and then down like this, and there's, like, some overhanging black.
Yeah, I'm assuming that's...
It's like an instep guard, but it's, like, raised
Oh, see,
up.
I assumed that was, well, I guess it's not. Yeah, I was thinking maybe it was the coattail there in the background.
It could be.
No,
the coattail, you can see the coattail goes
No,
like
no,
this.
not that coattail. Look at the leg. This coattail.
Oh, okay, then yes, I think it is.
Yeah, because you can see it on the right also, yeah.
Okay, that's reassuring, because it was a fucking weird looking...
And then finally, on the back, he has two more coattails, hence our confusion there, because he's got the long trench coat tails going down from, the upper body through the waist down all the way to almost to the feet. And then on the back, he's got, like, a double cape that is split in the middle. Looks like it's white on the outside, gold along the edge, and then black on the underside with some red line details. And then at the end of each of these coattails, there's, like, a little red gem. Almost looks like an eyeball in shape. Also surrounded by gold, like a lot of the red gems on this design. And yeah, that would be Quantum. He seems to be wielding a sword. It is it's kind of reminding me of, like, a Dao sword or something, just because it's like a straight sword.
It looks, I mean...
Well, I guess Daos aren't always straight, but... It doesn't have...
I'm thinking of a... What's it actually? I always think of it as a Tai Chi sword. I'm sure it has a different name.
It's like a straight sword, but it doesn't have much of a crossguard on it, which also kind of makes it similar to, like, when you see some bronze.
Oh, no, I guess I was kind of right. Tai Chi Chian.
Okay.
Tai Chi sword. Right? That's what we're working with.
Yeah. Like a very understated, well, in this case, not even understated. There's not really any kind of crossguard on this. Has this sort of, like, gold... Ooh, trying to think of what this is reminding me of. Like, an open...
It's like kind of like a crown shape.
Yeah. I was thinking plant-like, but I could see the crown as well. Yeah, it's like a golden... There's, like, 3 prongs on it, and then a little red gem in the middle. And then the blade itself is in red. But yeah, it's like a straight sword with no crossguard. And it doesn't seem to have any other accessories of note. So, yeah.
No. So I was thinking that we would be just, talking about various designs from Link Joker, and that's not incorrect. However, there are so many Star-vaders.
Oh.
I guess that's just like a title, like a rank. It's like a Star Invader.
Okay. Did you look at this before selecting this?
Why would I do that?
Ah, I see.
So you know how the cards have various grades, right?
Uh-huh.
Like 0 through, like, I don't know. This one goes 0 through 4. Just from grade 1, we have 31 Star-vaders.
You did not think this through! You did not think this through! Okay.
I mean, I didn't think this, period. I was just like, oh, okay. But I have, so
there are so many mecha we haven't even talked about, and you picked the line of, like, non-mecha, Okay.
I mean, I was gonna say, I didn't pick, and I'm like, I kind of did.
Yeah, you did! You said you did!
The dice picked...
This is not Cross Zeta's doing, this was your doing!
Well, I was looking for factions that had robots in them.
Are there robots?
I guess we could have done enough.
We didn't start...
These guys are robots!
Oh my god, okay. Yeah, fair enough.
I'm gonna roll 2d20.
Okay.
And I'll keep adding to this list as we go. I'll make it a full list, and it'll be like when we do SD. We'll just roll until we're bored. Okay. What's this guy look like?
What have you done?
Well, this one's a robot. You can't be mad at me for that.
Okay, yeah. What have you done?
We're going to be talking about Star-vader Ether Looper. Let me see if the Japanese... I don't know why the Japanese scans are just... tend to be better, but that's true. Anyway, I'll put the Japanese scan bigger, and then the English one.
Okay, so...
I think Dylan's mad at me.
This is a giant robot. I know axolotl is more the American pronunciation, but this is a giant robot axolotl.
Ooper Looper.
Yeah. It makes sense that it's called Ether Looper here. Okay. Yeah. So the head, very large head, very large blue eyes. Running around the eyes, you have some gold circuitry going on. That seems to be a running theme on parts of this design. There's also some on the cheeks. Seems to just have a normal mouth. Running around the head, also, in the middle of the forehead, in between the eyes, a little higher up, you've got a red horn. And then running around the outside of the head, you have the gill structure of an axolotl. Obviously, probably not gills, given that this is a robot, but, if you're making an axolotl, you gotta have these. So they are, long tentacle-like, expansions around the head, thinner at the top, and then they get thicker as you go down. They have multiple segments that seem to be, movable. You can see, a dark red, inner part that seems to be, a joint there. They also have spikes running down the side, again, to make it look more like how the gills look on an axolotl. As you reach the body, this is where things get a little weird. This makes sense. Okay, I see what's going on. So it has two front arms, a very ribbed body, lots of these red lines running down the body. Again, seems to show where it is bending, even though obviously this probably just does what it needs to. And then so you've got two front hands with 4 fingers, and then you can see there's 2 rear legs. They're just kind of kicked up. That was the thing that was making me go, wait. Was these rear legs are just kind of kicked up backwards because it is seemingly swimming through space. Right below the arms, but above the legs, there's also a black halo with a red glow around it running around the body. Finally, with the long tail, there is the fin-like parts. Axolotls are amphibians. They are when you see one, if they remain... Well, I forget how this works. Basically, the axolotl is like a baby form.
Right.
But there are neotenous species of axolotl, which is to say they never go through the metamorphosis into adulthood. It'd be like if there was a frog that remained a tadpole forever, never goes through the metamorphosis of, into a frog shape. And, if you've seen the tadpole, though, this is a very similar feature on a lot of baby amphibians. It has the long tail with the fin on the top and bottom. The fin has more of the circuitry looking like, it looks like a silicon chip, lines running down it in gold. And then it looks like the actual, it has like a transparency for the rest of the tail color, just kind of a transparent grayish color. Yeah, big cute design. This is a big axolotl. This robot is neotenous, which is a funny statement.
It has the most simple ability I've ever seen in this game.
Yeah, no, well,
you may only have up to 4 cards with heal in a deck.
It's not even an ability, that's just a rule, I think.
I guess that's fair.
I wonder if this is even because it mentions the heal in the corner. I wonder if this even attacks, or if this just, how do heal cards work? Heal card fight.
I mean, it has a little sword icon with the 5,000 down here.
That's true. How do heals work? New and need help understanding heal triggers. Okay, I'm not going to read through a Reddit thread. Alright, never mind. I'm assuming this does some kind of healing for your own life points, though.
One would imagine.
Probably explains why you're also only allowed to have up to 4 cards with heal in your deck, because that could probably be very annoying.
I wouldn't know anything about being annoying.
Instead, you should do the thing where you heal your opponent, and then use the self-destruct button in Yu-Gi-Oh! So that when there's enough of a life point difference between you and your opponent, the game ends in a tie. Just to be annoying. Anyway.
Sure. I support this. Okay, I've been continuing to add to our list. I've gotten us up to, I guess if you include the 2 we've already covered, we've got 54. So I'm going to add a D12 to this. So it's 2 D20 and 1 D12. Okay, that's this one. Oh, sure, that's a dude. Okay. Let me get you a picture. Sort of the deal we have. Here is Involution Star-vader, Carbon.
Alright. This is like a little guy. I don't know if he's SD proportions or if he's just short.
I think he seems like he's just short to me.
Yeah. Alright, so Carbon here. You've got a helmet around his head. The helmet has a black visor in front of the eyes. A red horn in the middle. On the top of the head, lots of the armor is mostly in like a sort of pinkish white. Though again, that might be the glow effect. And then there are pink glowing lines and black panel lines throughout the top of this, running vertically for a lot of the head here. As you reach the cheeks, 2 mecha antennae swept backwards on the ears. They have a little bit of gold around the edge of them. Then you've got 2 bits of armor going around the cheeks. Just kind of pointed forward. They're pink in the middle, white at the end. For the torso armor, just kind of a full body plate mail going on. The midsection has around the neck you get this kind of gold like collar going on, and then mostly in white again, lots of panel lining going on. You've got like a middle plate of armor that is that ends in like kind of 3 points. It's got like a point on each side and a point in the middle that sticks forward. The rest of it is just kind of flat to the body here. Again, lots of little gold lines black panel lines, and then some pink, fancy lines throughout the body.
I feel like they're probably supposed to be red, and it's just the lighting.
Yeah, this is fair. It looks more red on the US scan, funnily. I'm wondering if also this is like a holographic card or something, so scanning it gets weird. For the shoulders, though, he's got some big pauldrons on the shoulders that have like a base plate on the actual shoulder and then a larger plate on the outside. Kind of just follows a lot of the same rules here. Just sticks out a little. He has a black undersuit to go with the rest of the outfit. You can see it on the arms. We'll also see it on the waist. As you go to the ends, though, you got these bracers on the arms, following the same rules as everything else. White armor, lines throughout it in pink/red. A little bit of gold around the wrist at the bottom. Or, not even the wrist, I guess that would be around the joint there. Given that we're looking at the foreshortening going on there. And then for the gloves, black gloves with a circular design around the hand, like a little ring that has points in the cardinal directions on them. Then around the waist, black tights with some red on them. More armor as you go down the legs. The thigh armor has a bit of a knee guard that's, sticking up from it, but the rest of it is just kind of full plate mail all the way down. And yeah.
It's a very Sentai look on this guy.
Yeah, very
he
Sentai.
Looks like he should have like a Capcom beat 'em up.
Yeah. Doesn't have any weapons. Looks like hence looking like a beat 'em up character. He's just going to punch the hell out of you.
Yeah.
The world that you know is one part of the world. Thank you, Star-vader Carbon.
Which, if that kind of is an impossible to disprove statement, because perhaps the world is just one part, It's one piece. If you have 100% of a thing, that's still just one part. So it's kind of an empty nothing statement.
Yeah, well. Anyway.
All right, do you want to roll again?
Yeah, just keep going. We're not ending at
Okay.
we're not ending at 36 minutes.
Let me add another die to the pool. 21. Okay. Scroll up a fair bit. Oh, this one has a promising name.
Okay.
Both of these scans suck ass. Is there a gallery for this one? There is a gallery for this one. Please tell me you have a better image. Because these are... Hey, you've got the full art on this one. Thank you.
Ooh.
Star-vader. Dust-tail unicorn.
Oh, this is a fun one. Okay. Still has basically all the same themes going on, but... Alright. For the head, this is a... it is called unicorn. This is not a very equine head, though. Not really any kind of creature. I guess it's kind of... Maybe you could see it as reptilian if you want to read that as, these spikes coming out, but... Yeah, so you've got a large forehead horn in the middle, hence probably why it's called unicorn. Lots of white armor around the head that kind of forms several... you just have a bunch of these spikes going around. Theoretically, these are, symmetrical with the design. But, yeah, you've got a bunch of these, white spines running around the head swept backwards. The middle 3 spines have a bunch of, little red lines going down them, whereas a lot of the rest of these tend to have just black panel lining going on with them. For the face is fully covered, does have these cool, glowing eyes. In between the eyes, you've got a thick panel line running down the face, just between the 2 eyes there. And then it looks like you have a bit of a jaw going on with this design. You can see, there's armor around the chin, and it almost looks like it has, these, large teeth on the bottom of the chin armor there, which is fun. As you go back, how the hell do I talk about a quadruped? I guess the body of the quadruped here. More spines running all the way down the back. It just seems to be pretty consistent through, and then mostly the same kind of silver armor with red lines going around the bottom. For the front and the front legs and rear legs are a little different. So the front legs around the shoulders, you've got these large shoulder armor parts that are a bit rounded around the top and in nearly a point, but a bit more rounded than you would expect, with like a big embedded red gem inside of there. As you go down the arms are armored. Each of the ends of the arms, around the silver armor that's like kind of strapped around, looks like it has some black on the back and some gold there. You have a black halo though running around each hand, and then the hooves at the end have big armor around them, ends in a point up top, has golden hooves along the bottom, and then kind of on the joint of the hoof, I guess you would say, is a big red jewel as well. And then as you go to the rear legs have, instead of like the shoulder armor, you get this like larger bit of armor that is sticking out the side, ends in a much sharper kind of point than the ones on the shoulder, just generally kind of bigger. And then as you run down these legs, same kind of design, lots of silver armor, a little bit of gold as you go down, like gold embellishment lines. And then the feet end in hooves. The hooves look like they would probably be the same design as these front ones, where you've got the silver armor, has a point, has this little red jewel on it, and then has golden hooves at the end. Each of the rear legs, also around the ankles, has a black halo with a little glow to it. And finally, it has a tail made of several sections, just kind of swept back. The tail then has a lot of that red lines running down it. And he seems to be crashing through, looks like ruins, because these look like it looks like ruined buildings. But yeah. And yeah, that's that would be Dusttail Unicorn.
This is the first one we've had that has a lore tab.
Oh, does it have a lore tab? Okay.
So, it is one of the Star-vaders, the forerunners of the Invader Link Joker. It was once a magical beast from another planet, but its existence was distorted by Link Joker. It was originally a beautiful unicorn with white fur, but its current form is covered by inorganic shell, which is totally different. The fragments of its ego no longer exist, and it is mobilized by the black rings wrapping around the body, which we see here.
Oh, okay, so the Star-vaders are bad, then.
Oh, yeah. They're bad people. Its horn emits a sinister glow. Those who touch its horn will be affected by the power of lock with a capital L, emitted by the black rings, and become temporarily immobilized. For those individuals completely infested by the black rings, like this magical beast, there is no way to recover. Made to be a semi-perpetual motion machine by infestation, they will not rest until they are reduced to dust. Or, to be said another way, they cannot rest.
Oh. Well, that's dark.
Yeah.
It's just kind of enslave beings and turn them into their forerunning, invasion soldiers. Okay.
Yeah, they enslaved a unicorn and said, smash things until you disintegrate.
Well, okay. Damn.
They don't seem very nice.
No. Alright, well. On that note, let us continue.
Well, let's, yeah. Let me add another die. I'm almost done making the list. 36. Okay. All right. It's Eclipse Star-vader Charcoal.
Okay.
Let's see. Do we have a gallery on this one? Do we have any good? Okay. Well, that'll work.
All right.
I was hoping I'd get better art, but.
All right. So new 13 is here. Sorry. Okay, so for this design, you've got a humanoid figure with floofy hair, a visor over the eyes. There's some armor, like, patches over the nose and the cheeks, but it's not really, like, big armor patches.
I assume it's creeping around from the sides, like it wraps around his face.
Yeah. The armor on the sides of the head seems to be asymmetrical. He has, like, armor on the right side of the head with, like, a large spike coming out of the ear, in gold. More white and gold armor running around the side of the head up top. Also coming out of the side of the head is a singular red horn, just on the one side. For the body armor, kind of a cool design on this body armor, actually. I like this. Where there's a chest plate in the middle, that has it has, like, this design is basically lots of white armor, gold embellishment, and then spikes sticking out of parts of it, like these cylindrical, very long, narrow spikes, in gold. And there's one of those running right through the sternum. And speaking of sternum, right below you can actually see visible bone going on here on the design, which is pretty cool. Just like a visible rib cage. Can't really see the body because it's being blocked by a black halo, but moving on to the shoulders, looks like the shoulders, as well as, like, the elbows, like, this design has ball joints, like, more like a doll than a person.
Yeah, it kind of does.
The shoulders have some golden rings going around the top of them, and then as you go down the arm, you've got some red rings separating different sections of the armor. The armor itself is just white. You have, like, a golden ball joint all around the elbow area, or as the elbow, I should say. And then for the forearm, white armor running all the way down until you hit the wrist. There's some red embellishments on that armor, just red lines, basically, like a lot of these have had. The wrist has some circular parts that then have those narrow spikes sticking out of them in gold. Seems to have some armor around the cover of the hand. The wrist and then the fingers all look to also be, like, very doll jointed looking. When you're seeing the fingers from the bottom. Around the top, there's just armor, but the bottom you can see, like, this segmented, gold parts for the fingers, which is cool.
Mm-hmm.
Looks like there's a little bit of white armor around the waist, and then more black with... You can see some visible leg bone even there, actually. Can't really see a lot more of the leg, unfortunately, but it looks like there's, like, a large looped belt that is, like, sticking out as armor going around. And that looped belt looks to have, like, these big dangling spikes of gold, much larger and more embellished than the little ones going throughout the body, like on the wrist and the sternum and the head. It just seems to be like floating off of the ring, the large belt that's floating around the waist there. And then that ring itself has, like, a little halo around the bottom of it that's also floating there. Can't really see much of the leg, but we can see for sure that the knee is also a ball joint, and then the lower leg has some white armor with some, like, gold almost venting running down the center of it. And appears to be weaponizing the black halos that we've been seeing as, like, a consistent motif in the art. There's a black halo in the background, which fits with the name, because it feels like it's, almost like looking at an eclipse. And then the ones in front look like they are being thrown.
And we've been told they infuse people with the power of lock, which freezes them up, and if you get enough of them, they get enslaved.
Yeah.
So, that's bad.
Yeah. So, it would seem like this design, just my guess based on the design, would be like a robot that does the, enslaving here, rather than just destroying, given the weaponization of the, lock rings.
Now here's a question for you, Dylan.
Uh-huh.
I've completed our list.
Okay.
Not including the ones we've already covered, so still left to roll, are 131. Now, I could do a combination with a D100, but you know what that sounds like.
Yeah.
Should I just roll the entire dice box instead?
Yeah, sure. I mean, that, whatever is more exciting for you, I don't really have a skin in the game there.
I just don't love the audio experience that I give people when I throw a golf ball at my desk.
Yeah. Yeah.
All right, I'll just flip this box over, and then I'll count
You don't have
the
you don't have like, I don't know. You don't have the 2 D10s that have the 10s and the 1s on them.
Oh, like the percentile die. You're right. That'd be a way easier way to do.
I was like, I opened my desk and I was like, what? I have percentile die. I'm pretty sure even.
Oh boy, yeah, that'd be way easier. Let's do that. I'll do a percentile die and then a D20 and a D12. And I know it's not perfect. It's fine.
Yeah, here we
are. Okay. 86 plus 9 plus 5. Okay. Why am I scrolling so badly? This one. Ooh, this one seems important because it's got Joker in the name. Well, somewhat disappointed by the reality, but that's okay.
Okay. Well.
We'll give you just the straight art because we got that of this one. Of Star-vader Blast Joker.
Okay. All right. Okay. So this guy is kind of boring, yeah. So to describe this design, this guy looks like he'd be in a later Mega Man X game if his proportions were a little less gangly.
Yeah.
So you've got a large white V-fin going around the head towards the cheeks, surrounding, uses swept back. The top of the head is mostly in black, 2 red lines running down. You have a large forehead gem. For the cheeks, you've got like a circular armor piece, and then below that, a little line going around the cheeks. The eyes are glowing red and are a little shaded by the overhang of the large V-fin on the head. As you go to the body, a lot of this armor has the same themes of he's basically wearing a black bodysuit with red lines running down it. He's got some kind of bone-like armor going on around that. So like with the torso here, you have like a breastplate in white going around the upper collarbone area into the back. Has a little triangular piece on the front of it with another red gem embedded. Looks like it has some parts that run down like the rib cage area. Can't really see too much because he's in a very leaned posture. For the shoulders, a huge jutting upward jutting shoulder spikes that have like a little red line in the middle of them, but are again mostly just bone white, kind of hollow on the bottom of them. More black bodysuit with some red lines as you go down the arm. The forearm guards, you've got like some points swept back. It looks like it might just be 3 of them. So one on like the top and bottom of the wrist and a larger one on like the outer part here. And then as you go down around the wrist, you've got the black rings, the lock rings. For the hands, almost looks like Halloween skeleton hands because it's black gloves with like elongated white parts going down the fingers like bones. Then the waist, you've got a crotch armor piece that is just like a pointy bone going down with a red embedded gem. 2 large side skirt pieces that are just big pointy ones going out to the side. They also have a little bit of a point on the sides of them before ending in the point. And then it looks like there's a tail one as well that can't really be seen, but looks like it's a similar design as these side skirt ones. Black bodysuit down the legs with a red line running down the middle. As you hit the lower legs, you get a separated knee part. The lower leg bone armor has some spikes that are jutting up on the outside of it on either side. It looks like there might also be a bit of a spike on the back there. As you go down the leg, another red glowy part below the knee there. Just kind of thins out, and then you've got some black bodysuit, and then for the feet, a pointy, bony toe, and then it looks like the heels have like a bone pointing with a cylindrical spike upward on the back of the heels. And then on his back, he's got several more black rings. As for a weapon, he is wielding a large sword. The sword kind of is the same aesthetic as the rest of him. You've got a black handle, little white bone pommel, large spiky crossguard here, and then kind of in the middle of the sword, there's some black like armor wrapped around the base of it. Weirdly, you can see it there, and then the rest of it is just a white sword with like a thin edge. As it goes up, it thickens, has like a big, almost diamond-shaped point with how the blade goes at the end of it, and then has in the side of the crossguard also a little red gem. Boring.
Do you think it's there like how sometimes like with like a two-handed sword there'll be like the segment? Oh, I accidentally found a great example. I googled badly, but I found a good example anyway. Like here's a great sword where there's a part of the blade.
Yeah,
that
most
has, like,
Zweihanders have
it, so you can put your hand there.
Yeah, most Zweihanders have that. Yeah, maybe that is.
So we're not going to go too far into related units because we would be here all day. Because apparently this is like the Ryu of this series.
Oh,
this is like evil Ryu.
Akuma?
Because there is no, evil Ryu is a different character than Akuma.
Right, because they do the Ryu infested with Satsui no Hado.
And this is Ryu infested with Joker energy, because here's Blaster Blade, and there are like 90 versions of this card.
Oh god. This one looks
and
even more like a Mega Man X fan character.
It's like really Mega Man. It's also really like you can see some of the like the Yu-Gi-Oh aesthetic, and you can also see like Magic Knight Ray Earth kind of in here.
Yeah. I'm not a big fan of this guy.
No. I think he's a loser.
He's just kind of boring compared to the other ones, you know?
But there is ironically, however, if you rendered him in like PC Engine graphics, I'd be like, this looks like the greatest game ever made because I'm an idiot.
Admittedly, I just think the art. No offense to the artists, I just think the art doesn't make him seem very exciting. Yes, that's part of the problem.
I do like the fact that Blaster Blade is not his name; it's the name of the sword. No one cares about his name.
Oh well.
I mean, his name is Amez, but I had to look in the trivia to find that out. Everyone's just like, oh yeah, Blaster Blade, the cool Blaster Blade.
Fair enough.
Anyway, we'll roll again.
And I'm just saying, here's the thing, you say that, but sometimes you get some really cool armor in like PC98 games, featuring some demons from Zack 3 here.
I was not insulting PC98. I was saying my affection for PC98 is such that
saw this guy,
I would totally forgive this aesthetic in that context.
Okay, that's fair. I think I have more full art of these guys. Because these are Koji Nakakita designs. He had done designs for several games, and real quick, here we are. Let's see I believe these guys are on here somewhere. Yeah, this design right here is this guy. And then...
this is oddly fitting.
That guy is that guy.
For our next one...
Anyway.
I think you will like.
Uh-huh.
This is Star-vader Globuladia. Bad name. However... fucking sick.
Okay, this is a pretty fun design, yeah. Alright, so this is a humanoid form, however, very thick humanoid form. This guy's very round. I don't know if this is a robot, like a giant robot, but this feels like a giant robot.
Let me look at his... Oh, he doesn't have lore. Okay, well...
So very rounded guy here. You've got the head is very, like, embedded into the torso. Just like a round dome for the head with
Oh, he's a cyber golem.
Okay, he's a golem. So. That makes sense. He's got like a large red horn in the middle, like a lot of these designs. I like that he's got these two golden like horns around the side though, like one on each side, and they're just kind of like a little crescent that frame the main middle horn. Seems to have a single eye just glowing through the armor there, with a very mono eye track like opening going down. You also get some thick lines around the like face area there. For the torso, around the head, you've got a huge popped up like almost like turtleneck collar thing going on, which, helps make the head look embedded with the torso there. Lots of white armor around the sides framing the torso. It looks like it's almost broken open with black underneath and then some red. Very buff golem here, it looks like. It just has these big pectorals and then, like, kind of thins out at the waist and has a little bit of white armor on the sides of the body. Just kind of, like, with the way it's broken open gives the feeling of being muscular, though, which is fun. Around the base of the shoulders, on the left one at least, there's almost like ice crystals forming there, it looks like. Just, popped up around the shoulder. For the actual armor, though, the armor kind of continues that same aesthetic of being white armor with some red embellishments, and then it's almost like broken open with like a thick bicep here that's just very circular and round, in black with a little bit of red on there. Same with like where the joint is, more of that, white armor around the outside, but it almost feels like his form cannot be contained by the armor, so you have like it's busted open with the, like the black parts showing through. Just looks cool.
Mm-hmm.
And then for the hands, very mecha-y looking hands, where you've got like a white cover on the back that's kind of a square cover. The fingers are mostly in like a black with some around the joints, white armor around them, which is really cool. For the waist piece, middle crotch piece in white with two front skirts almost, and like little side skirt parts. The side skirts parts are very minimal. Can't really see if there's a rear skirt. And then as the legs go down, very thick legs to go with the very thick arms and everything. White, looks like around the thighs. Looks like it probably has some armor broken open like it does on the arms, where you've got like the black and pink underneath. Seems to have like these little like wing parts on the knees. You can see the little leg bend on the right leg there. So it has like knee armor that sticks forward. And then the feet and the leg are just kind of one piece, with how it goes. They just kind of, the legs just kind of end in these like little dainty, tiptoe points, which is fun. Then floating to the sides of him, he seems to have like these floating sheaths that have like a little, it's like a double set of sheaths on either side with like, or maybe it's one sheath here for this big sword and then two on this side on the left. But then there's like this white, how do I even describe this shape? It's like a circular shape that has a little bump on the forward part of it, and then on the back side it extends a little further. And then has some red armor around the outside of it, near where the bumps on the top and bottom are. Just seems to be like these floating sheath carriers, though. And then, yeah, so he seems to, his main weapon that he is holding is like a large katana, like it has like a tsuba, or, yes, wouldn't be a katana, like an odachi or something, because it's fucking big.
It's a thick fucking blade.
And it's a very thick blade, yeah. Very long handle, very thick blade. Big, tsuba, ring pommel kind of thing going on for the crossguard, that then has some, north, south, east, west extensions, like, just extensions coming out of the cardinals on it.
The blade is like glowing red with like some blue like shooting star patterns on it, and then tiny little stars.
Oh, I didn't even see the tiny stars on that. Okay, neat.
It's cool.
Yeah, big two-handed sword, and then it seems like he's got two smaller swords in here. These small ones don't even look like they have crossguards or anything. It just looks like you can see like the handle and then sheath there. But yeah. And then he's got like a large black halo on the back, but instead of it being like a circular halo, it's like a halo with a bunch of just jutting angles on it, which is really fun. Doesn't look the same as like all the other lock halos that we've seen thus far. Also going on is a lightning storm in space in the background, and there's kind of a nebula behind him, and then some random asteroids floating around. Yeah, this guy's great. Yeah. This guy's cool.
That's a pretty good one. The artist behind this is Full Atsushi. I haven't named the artist for all of these, but I really fucking like this one. So, shout outs, man. Go ahead and roll again. Okay, that's easy enough. Whoops, accidentally clicked on the wrong one because they're all links. All right, we finally get another one that has like something in front of their name. It doesn't just say Star-vader blah blah blah, because this is Bomber Star-vader Magnesium.
Okay.
I'll put this picture up for now. I think I can probably do better. But...
Ooh, okay. Actually, this is kind of a fun guy. So another humanoid one. Not quite as exaggerated proportions on this guy. Fully covered head. The head has it has like a red horn in the middle and 2 little red horns on either side. The back of the head has some armor that is also like more horns going back. As you go around the face has like, it's almost like a frog knight helmet or something is what this kind of visor part feels like, just given that it has the black above. And then it's got some more red on the side of it. It also has some glowing red parts on this black armor on the side of the head. Just like a strip of red LEDs going around the side here. As you go to the body, a lot of the body is unfortunately obscured by the arms, but you can see that there are several layers of armor going down. As you go to the waist, it's got like a couple of layers of white armor around the front. More again, like all these, black underneath, red lines. These guys are all part of the same kind of set, so, or like, not set like card set, but you know what I mean, like same archetype of guys.
Actually, let's do this in combination with this is like its art is originally part of a bigger piece of image,
because you can see these little wings here. So who goes with this? I'm curious.
It's this is, let me see, the name here is Heavy Blast Star-vader Berkelium.
All right, well, I'll cover him in a moment.
Yeah.
But yeah, so for the shoulders though, looks like he's got like a big red ball shoulder almost like as the base part, and you can see there's some armor, like white armor around the top of it there. You can see a little bit of it right there. Obviously it's the way the arm is rotated, we're looking under it, so we can't really see too much of the detail on it. But then the ball itself also has some armor running around it, in white with some random little red openings. Does have like, I like the way that the bicep is like a tube, with like these little openings on it, and then it has this armor that's coming from the upper shoulder part that's kind of blended into the tube though, which is kind of cool with the way this bicep goes. For the forearm, white armor with an extended elbow piece. You can see that the or I guess this would be the upper side of the arm, one of the sides of the forearm here that we're looking at has another set of the red LEDs just glowing in it. For the waist, you've got a purple part, strangely here, for like the crotch piece with some red on it.
Yeah.
And then more floating skirts going on here, where you've got purple with a little bit of white and gold in the middle, and then some red on the outside of it. And it's just like this floating skirt going around the torso, it looks like. It's also a little above the skirt itself, there's also like a red halo going around the back. And then for the legs, mostly white armor with some deep inset panel lines. The panel lines that are running down look like they have a little bit of the red glow in them, and there's also like a big circular piece that is like revealed on the front of the thigh. For the knees, there's another red piece, and then a large plate of white over the knee. The back of the legs is in black with the red lines on it, and then as you hit the feet, just white and red armor. Almost looks like it's smiling. I don't like that. And then
Kinda, yeah.
Black around the toe with red at the end, and then a bit of a high heel with white and then red on the bottom of the heel. And then, sorry, the other guy's name, the non-Magnesium guy, I'm forgetting his name already.
This is Heavy Blast Star-vader Berkelium.
Okay, so for Berkelium here, completely different head design. 2 large horns on the side, smaller one in the middle, and then instead of a full like visor with like parts like that, he's got like
it's so funny how that pasted.
It's got a little red. Looks normal on my end.
Oh, so it was pretty quick, but when I originally pasted it, it pasted the new card directly on top of where it would go.
Oh,
it's very funny.
Okay. But yeah, glowing red visor, a little bit of a golden part around the chin. Has a panel lining that almost resembles a mouth on the front of the mouth area.
Yeah, it kind of looks like it's doing like a little bit of like a little playful smile.
Then for the neck, you've got several layers of armor for the neck. White on the front, black on the sides. Almost looks very bone-like, has like lots of little protrusions on it. For the breastplate, it is white on the top, black, it almost looks like a screen or a visor with the way it's colored on the main part of the pectorals. Has like a little non-equilateral hexagon inside of the middle of the chest there. More red hexagons, actually, on each part here. It looks like these are hexagons, with a little line extension on the sides of them. Funnily, this torso is almost the opposite of the other one, where the other one is white going down the middle, black on the sides. This is black going down the middle with white armor on the sides of the, the ab area. For the shoulders, though, white armor with some glowing red in the middle. Looks like there's like a ring on the outside of the shoulder, like a little golden ring with black in the middle, and it looks like it kind of has this energy extending from it with these black halos, the lock rings that come off these. And kind of interestingly, the left one has just the black halo lock ring. This one's got a lot of the rings that have like the little angles coming off of them and such.
I believe the one on the right is like a higher grade card.
Okay.
So it's the stronger of the two.
For the biceps, white armor on the front, black on the sides. More white armor around the forearm. The hands are just black gloves. For the skirt, you've got like a large crotch piece of armor going straight down. There's like several red pieces that are just like in sequence on the side skirts, like just a bunch of these red plates with a thick panel line running down them, and you can see there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, so presumably 5 on each side. And then there's like also several little like wings that are extending up from the rear like skirt area there, that are also red parts that then have these like black under parts that are like mechanical looking. And there's 2 of those on the back on each side. For the legs, really large, like red spike on the front of the thigh, going upward. Just a big red, like almost like a blade going down the whole of the thigh on the front. And then white armor with some more red openings that are glowing. Also black bodysuit with almost red circuitry with the way it like glows there, rather than just the red lines like you have on the other one. Then for the lower legs, you've got, white and red armor. You've got the little halos around the ankles going on. And then for the feet, you've got black feet with the more circuitry red lines on them. Really tall spike on the toe part on the front middle. And then these little, like, almost wing-like extensions on the sides of the foot. No fancy high heel or anything. The bottom of the foot is just red around the back. And finally, the weapons for both of these guys. So, our left friend, whose name I also just forgot,
that's Magnesium.
Magnesium and Berkelium, okay. Magnesium is using, like, a single large, beam launcher of some sort. It is, like, just a big, conical, white design. Has these little, like, has, like, a scope on the inside, another black part that's, like, another scope or a camera on the outside of it there, and got lots of these, like, little, like, openings that have these little red glows in them. Then maybe that's, like, the magazine or something on the bottom, this big brick that's just sticking out of the bottom of it there. And then, yeah, it's just a big beam cannon. As for Berkelium, he's dual-wielding 2 underslung cannons. I like the way, the very standard kind of underslung cannon design where you've got the trigger going up and you've got a guard going around the front of the knuckle area into the front of the gun. Smaller barrel on these. Just kind of looks like basically he's wielding like an anti-aircraft gun in each hand though. Then you can see like it's got this like little opening on the bottom of it. Got these might be the Eclipse or something on the sides. I don't know. Look, you got these big black boxes on the sides. And then around the base of the barrel, you also have this more of those lock rings going on. So yeah, you've got two of them, two guys here.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, they're all right.
Want to do one more?
Yeah.
Hope we get a fun one. I don't know what that would mean, but
Yeah, those two are all right.
I'm not. Yeah, I'm not. I don't have a range of like. I don't feel like I understand the range of what possibility is.
Yeah, there's. I mean, it's been a lot of different ones. Yeah.
Huh. Okay. Let's see if I can get bigger art of this. Of Ray Star-vader Samarium. Or Samarium, perhaps. What's the full size? What's the resolution on this? Oh, it's not great. Let's see if we can do better. That's a little better. Okay.
Okay. So, back to, like, definitely more of a cyborg person in a suit-looking one. So, for this one, we've got a helmet around the head that I can't really tell what the back color is, because there's all the glow effect going on there.
I think it's just very silver metallic reflective.
Yeah. But then you have a visor over the eyes, big black visor with a red piece in the middle of it that's glowing, with like little notches, one in the middle and one on each side of it, and going down. Then you've got a large
Very
red
thin.
horn. Sticking off the back of the head, you also have like several other horns that are just kind of floating off the back of the dome there. Some cheek armor around the face, and then you've got the face itself. The sides of the face armor also have like hair that is extending down, but it's like very glass-like hair is how it looks, because it's just like all connected but then transparent, which is kind of cool.
Could be holographic, like in-game holograph or in-universe holographic.
Yeah.
Like a hologram.
Definitely looks like that, though. That's continuing down from either side of the face, and there's also some coming off the back. Then the body, basically just like, you've got an extended collar going up around the neck, a little bit of armor in the middle in white, and then some gold parts. You've got a little bit of lining there in the red glowy parts. As you go down to the side of the body, very much just turns into being like a bodysuit with more glowing red on it. For the arms, can't really see. It looks like there's shoulder armor, but I can't really see anything of it. But it looks like there's some kind of silver shoulder armor there. Can't really see the rest of the arms either, because they are being. There are 4 lock rings on the arms here, and they are glowing.
It looks like
intensely.
it's just kind of like black undersuit.
Yeah, looks like the
Best as I
elbow
can
might
tell.
have a bit of like the red like jewel part there or something, but yeah. And then for the hand, you've got kind of an not asymmetrical really, but an uneven glove where like the pinky and the ring finger are in black on the underside, as is most of the hand, but then the thumb, index, and middle finger have white around them. And then for the not really any kind of skirt armor or anything for the legs, though, you've got large leg armor that starts around the center of like the middle of the thigh. Just big silver armor that's got big red glowing parts on it. There's a big armored knee there, some armor going around the front of the lower leg as well. Again, just silver armor with some red glowy parts in the middle of it. For the foot, looks like the foot is weird. Like, there's like a foot at the end here that is like pointing down, but then there's like platforms that are floating off of it. You can see there's some on the rear foot too. There's like a heel, but then there's like this like little wedge behind the heel, and then it looks like the front of the foot also is just kind of floating there, which is interesting. And no backpack or anything to speak of. For the weapon, she appears to be carrying, like...
a pretty dumb-looking gun.
Yeah,
I'm
weird-looking gun over the shoulder. Looks like a weird, like there's a stock on it that has...
But the stock has, like, points on it that would stab you?
Yeah. Well, I guess it's an over-the-shoulder gun.
I guess.
And then, like, this large, graph, going down, for the middle of the gun. Profits are low. Some vents on the sides of it, and then kind of extends open for the, like, barrel, what would appear to be the barrel, but then it's just got, like, a very thin, realistic gun barrel with a muzzle brake coming out of it, which is weird.
Uh-huh. So it's just this weird, like, big-ass shroud for no reason?
Yeah.
Well, I say for no reason. I guess I don't understand the tech.
Yeah.
But, I think that gun looks stupid.
Yeah, gun looks stupid. The outfit's fine, the gun's kinda...
I'm gonna roll again. This is not a good one to end on.
Okay, yeah.
I don't think this is very good. It's okay. There's some cool elements.
Yeah.
But all in all, I'm pretty underwhelmed.
That's fair.
I rolled the wrong thing. I rolled this is not...
Fool!
Okay.
Roll the proper thing.
Alright, this is high up. This might be good. Where the fuck... Get out of the way. Anytime I click on, like, anything, it just pulls up the stupid... Huh. Well...
Well...
Okay.
Alright, I mean, this happens on our SD episodes. Sometimes we have to end on a weird one. We'll see.
Yeah. I mean, so, you know, you've probably figured out by now that a lot of these are named after elements.
Yeah.
This one's Francium.
Okay.
There's some... one of her swords is cool.
Okay, Francium. Oh. She's a weird design.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
yeah, we've got, like, a robotic lady. Her head is, like... The instead of a red horn, like a singular horn, she almost has, like, antlers or branches growing out of her head. They appear to be completely asymmetrical. They're just completely random if you're looking at them. And she's got kind of a Hime cut going on, but with, you know, not hair.
With, like, a metal imitation hair.
Yeah, like metal imitation hair. There's, like, little, like, caps at the end of sections of it there, you can see. And some, like, circuitry lines running down them. You've got, like, a black visor over the eyes, and you can see the eyes glowing underneath it. Her skin is very statue white or silver, even. You know. It's interesting, because the face looks more like marble or something, but then the body is more metallic. But, anyway. I'm assuming that's just because they wanted to accentuate the face. Her outfit, she's wearing, like, a coat, but her body's all metal, so it doesn't look like this is a weird design.
She's got a huge open coat with a big popped collar and then pasties.
Yeah. She's got robot boobs with, like,
try again.
Covers there. But, like, the way they do the detail is it looks all metallic, but it looks like there's a popped collar with, like, almost looks like snake scale or something in there, because, like,
it does
the weird
look
patterning.
Like that,
and it's like a purple to orange, like, you know, like, weird gradient going on in there. But then, like, yeah, around the outside, it's like white armor, and then it goes into to having its own coattails that end up forming side skirts, but are, like, you know, it looks somehow simultaneously cloth-like, and then, but you're, like, looking at it, and you're like, that's metal, that doesn't move, right? So, it's weird. Her arm is almost looks like floating, in front of, like, you know, it almost looks like it's, like, magnetically floating in front of, like, there's, like, an open port there, and then there's the arms in front of it. Then, like, the wrist area has, like, a lot of open mechanisms going on. You've got, like, several armor around the forearms that are just popped open. You've got a lot of just underneath detail going on with, like, little cables running from her wrist outward. And then her hands are metallic with like little knuckle pieces, and then the fingers are also just big metal fingers. Can't really see much of what's going on with the legs. It looks like the legs are mostly not super detailed, just, silver thighs, and then she's got like knee parts that are separate. Lots of like, I don't want to say this looks AI generated, but this thing has the thing where the details are so vague as to feel that way. I'm not saying that, though. I am not saying that. I'm just saying it has the quality of, I don't know what I'm looking at with a lot of this, right? It's just lots of, because even look at the knees. They're not even, like, the same design.
Yeah, it doesn't, to me, it doesn't feel AI generated. I mean,
it just doesn't feel considered.
It just feels, yes, exactly. This feels, for a pretty powerful card, a grade 3 card, it feels pretty tossed off.
Yeah, I realized, I was like, I don't want to actually say, like, AI generated, because I know people will witch hunt for that, and I don't want that, but what I mean is more, the way the detail isn't considered or consistent just feels, I don't know, like, I mean, I guess we cover a lot of mecha by people who are very considerate of details, which is why when I run into something like this, I'm like, what's going on,
Mm-hmm.
And she's got several black rings floating behind her back. And yeah, her swords, she's got, like, in her left hand, a katana that appears to have, like, a chain running through it. So it's kind of doing the thing that the Galleon's sword does from Panzerworld Galleant, but it's a katana. So it could be like so it's like a weird chain sword that theoretically...
Or like Ivy from Soul Calibur for anyone who's not Dylan.
Sorry, yes. And then, well, yeah, no, you're right. I know you're right.
Okay.
I can't
you know
argue.
what? I'll give a little addendum. Who isn't Dylan or Grant? Hi, Grant.
Look, anyway, then the right arm is like a Kamen Rider sword. This feels like a Kamen Rider excessive sword.
That's a very good
like
pull.
Metal.
Absolutely.
You've got this like little ring with like an eye on it, and then the blade is like silver around the edges, but then just has a bunch of like weird detail in the middle that doesn't feel conducive to being a blade. And she's like, yeah,
it looks like you can press in the little thing here, the little point center of the circle, push the handle down, this thing pops up, and a speaker goes rifle mode.
Yeah, exactly. And so yeah, it's not my favorite of the bunch. Looks like there's like a guy in the background who I'm presuming is another card that is also similarly going to be like a weird, ugly giant guy, and it looks like they're fighting a kaiju of some sort, almost.
Maybe these might all just be human scale.
Yeah. Anyway, here's the Galleon sword for comparison.
Sure.
Which is, to be fair, a lot of things are based on that. If you've ever seen the phrase Garian sword, such as in Naruto or in Castlevania, that's because the people who translated it into English didn't understand what the reference was, because it's the exact same katakana as Galleant. Because there's a sword in Dawn of Sorrow called the Garian sword, which is a sword that you stab with, and then it's a whip sword. And it's funny because this is like a thing being the mecha nerd, I noticed this now, because you look at the katakana for it, right, and this is how they get Garian sword, and you can see how they would get that. Oh, whoops, didn't mean to make it that huge. Because if you don't know about Sunrise anime Panzerworld Galleant, you wouldn't realize that the katakana is the same there, Gadian. And that if it's a sword that becomes a whip, that's clearly a reference. Naruto also has a quote-unquote Garian sword, which is also a sword that splits into pieces, which is really funny to me. Splits into like a whip.
I just want to point out real quick, just since we've had there have been some fun designs in this. I don't know that I've been super high on this lot. And so I was looking and I was like, these are all classified, and I was like, do the weapon designs for the robots just stuck? So I was looking at the various cyber fairies of the Link Joker, and we don't get to talk about this one because it's not a Star-vader, so I'm just going to post it real quick. But still still clearly horny, but Singularity Sniper is a sick fucking design.
Okay, yeah, but this is a good design and not a bad design. I mean, this is the thing.
Exactly.
I don't care about the level of horny that you make your girl robot, but make it good. If you make it good, then it doesn't matter. To quote our good...
I'll be honest, I do care a little, but...
Well, I just, I feel like to quote, I believe Jackson is the one who says this the most over on Abnormal Mapping, sometimes, if you want me to not care, just make it good, and,
Mm-hmm.
But,
yeah.
Which is true, though. You make it good, and I'm like, hell yeah. Yeah, this design rules, though. I like this one.
It's very cool. But...
Anyway. Alright, well...
Yeah.
6, where can people find...
Dylan, I have great news.
What? Oh.
We got through 11 designs.
Wow.
We only have 125 left.
6, where can people find you in your work online?
At the rate of 11 a week.
No, I'm not...
We should be done with this by, November? October?
We're not only doing this every... No! Shut the fuck up! Where can people find you?
You can find me on bluesky6.scanlinemedia.com. You can offer any listener requests if you want to make sure that this does... If you want this to not happen to you again, you need to submit more requests.
Please, for my sake. Because I'm the one who has to sit here going, it's white armor with red lines! White armor with red lines! I feel... my mouth going numb when I'm doing it sometimes. Anyway.
You can also find my work at scanlinemedia.com or patreon.com/scanlinemedia. Would very much appreciate your support over there. We do a lot of good work. You can literally get thousands of hours of podcasts on our Patreon for like $5. For $1 a month, you get a bunch. Probably only a little over 1,000, and then you clear the 2,000 mark if you pay $5. But of course, there's way more than that for free up on our website. And, of course, you can talk to us over on the Scanline Media Discord. You can voice your displeasure with me over what I did to us this episode. I'll be a good sport about it. It's fine.
My brain is just like, clearly 6 has considered this and has a whole fun day planned out for me. And then it's like, no, not at all. Anyway.
No, I was like, hey, hang on. This one says Star-vader. It seems like a lot of cards say Star-vader. Oh, way more than I thought.
I just assumed, and I shouldn't assume. But I just assumed.
I mean, part of this is I'm motivated to give you motivation, right? If you want lists to be good, you have to do them yourself. I'll do bad lists. Speaking of which, you haven't updated our list in a while.
Yeah, I know. Alright, well...
I mean, if you want me to take over that one, too, if you want there to be no escape...
I'll update it. It's just... Well, to be fair, it just starts getting hard to figure out for some of the shows. Like...
Oh, okay.
No!
You know what? I had a great idea.
Well, we just talked... We talked last week about how the 00 list is done, and I went looking... I did go looking for 00 designs, and I'm like, maybe there are singular designs we haven't talked about, but the problem is, they would all be 10-minute episodes.
We can do a grab bag. That's fine.
I don't even know if there's enough for the grab bag for 00, if I'm being honest.
That's fine. I mean, maybe 00's out of the running for a while until they put out a new something. That's fine. I'm just saying, Dylan. I have pulled up the version history on our document. If next Wednesday comes, when we record again, and there has not been a significant revision by you, I'm adding an MS Girls tab.
Okay.
I'm putting the gun on the table.
I mean, that would be more torturous for you. You're the one who just said that you don't like looking at the... You mind a little bit about robots being horny.
Only when it hits a certain point. When it goes extremely horny. Like, the ones we've shown today have not bothered me, except for when they've been done badly, as you say. But I am one of those the pedant in me can't let it lie when you're like, well, as long as it's done well. It's like, there is a point where even if it's done well, if it's like, if I'm just posting gratuitous pornography.
Well,
I'm
don't
not
do
as
that
on
on the
board
show.
for that.
Don't we wouldn't because these go on YouTube and we would get yelled at. Also,
Yeah.
as much as this is generally, I feel like with our language an 18+ show, we know that there are listeners who are not. So do not. But yes.
Yeah.
Anyway, our UC tab is fine, funnily enough. Yeah. That's the one that's always the easiest, I think, for me to have, ready. We still haven't fucking talked about the DJ? What the fuck?
You could also... Wait, is that true?
Have we not? I don't know now. No, DJ Mechanista. I
guess we have.
No, we talked about the assault package in the grab bag that we did, but not... that's really funny.
That's pretty funny.
I'm assuming that we just did a bunch of UC Engage stuff. I guess we just assumed we had talked about the DJ. Well, whatever. It's fine.
Yeah. Feel free to subdivide these categories. If you're like, I want to add more to the UC list, you can feel free to make it.
Hold on. I will say some of these categories are still fine. I will say, since I last added.
Sure.
What?
Some of them are fine.
Why are you being mean to me?
You get in a mode where anything I say can be interpreted as mean.
Yeah? Well, there's some that we are just done. I don't think there's, again, what are we gonna do for fucking G Gundam?
I'm not asking you to do anything for G Gundam.
What are you asking me to do things for? Explain your objective to me now that you've put the gun on the table. Explain why you have put the gun on the table. As I go through all of these tabs and I'm like, wait a minute, a lot of these are actually decently filled out.
Okay, add Stella. Needs help.
Okay. Yeah. That's a fair one.
And I assume we can get more for IBO.
Let's see, where is post-disaster? Can we, though?
There's not that much on here.
No, but then...
even covered.
But think about it. We covered the Greys, and that was all of the Greys family done.
True.
And the Regenlays, which was all of the Regenlays done. Pretty sure we did a Regenlay. Yeah, we did. Okay. We did the Sheetin, which is all of the... That's the thing! The nature of the frames in IBO does in fact mean we've covered most of these. That's why there's so many individual Gundams, but we've gotten so many families of suits done. I'm looking and I'm like, well, what else would we throw in here that we wouldn't have covered? We did the Spinner roadie. What roadies haven't we covered? We did
Would there be a point to doing a build-only tab? Designs that are far enough removed that they're considered build original.
I feel like the only show we would really hit that with... When it comes to build, it's what? Build Fighters Try has some standalone designs.
Mm-hmm.
And Build Divers Re-Rise has some standalone designs. But then the rest are variants, and we've talked about them on their respective episodes, I feel like. The only things that would go in a build-only tab would have to be weird ones like the Core Gundam, right? Or the Build Burning Gundam. Because that's not actually related to any prior design, in spite of people thinking.
Or the Tryon, right?
Did we talk about... Well, we did a Double Zeta episode. Hold on. Double Zeta Mechanista. Did we talk about the Tryon on there? Because I feel like maybe we did, but maybe not. No, we didn't.
I don't think
okay.
we did.
Yeah. All right. Yeah. I guess we could throw the Tryon on there then. God, that was recorded March of 2021. I'm just saying that this list, some of these lists are not as barren as you think. We've actually just covered, we have so many episode 6. We have so many episodes.
We have a lot of episodes, and recently we've had just several times where we've been rolling specifically lists with not much on them, and so it's given the impression that we have less than we have. That's fair.
Yeah. Like, hold on.
I guess it's like when we roll 00 and I'm like, there's nothing here, and when then we roll Cosmic Era and I'm like, there's nothing here I want to talk about.
Yeah, I was gonna say, yeah. Oh, right, yeah, because, okay, I was double checking. Yeah, and then it didn't help that, for instance, in IBO, the Spinner Roadie episode, we also talked about the Man Roadie, the Labras, and the Garm Roadie. We talked about literally the 3 families of roadies there and all the variants of them in one episode.
Sure. Okay, I'll take the gun off the table. I had appreciated if you added some things, but I understand.
I mean, I'll try to figure out some stuff to add, just because I have it open now, and because it's on my mind, but I'm just saying, like, some of these, like, I think the 14 for age is, like, fine, you know, and we do have 11 for,
Sure.
We do have 11 for IBO, now a lot of them are Gundams. Funnily, we still haven't talked about the Barbatos, though.
Yep, pretty good.
And then you look at, like, Cosmic Era, and yeah, we've covered a lot. And not only that, we've covered a lot of variants on these episodes as well. Like, you know, we did the Zaku episode for that. I'm like, I'm just saying, like, I get it. It's just, the more...
You know what would really help? Actually, okay, you know what would really help?
Oh, yeah, what?
If you could help with the cleanup tab, which is wildly out of date.
Oh god, okay, yeah, let's see. Oh, Lord.
I'm sure a lot of these we have discussed, and also, I'm sure there's a lot we should add on here that I don't know about.
Yeah. Ooh. I'm a little confused by your cleanup tab here, if I'm being honest.
If you want, you can just delete it all.
Well, there are just things like
It's a
the,
mess.
like, Dressy Rough. I'm like, wait, what?
I think that was a note I took while we were talking about the Draw C. I don't know what it means.
Oh. But this isn't the Notes tab.
No, but it was like, oh, this is the thing that we needed to talk about. And then I was like, oh, I don't
Yeah.
know what I meant by that.
Okay. Alright. Anyway, I'm sorry I had to defend myself while we are recording still, technically.
That's fair. You know,
But-
I did go on the offensive a little bit. It's fair.
But I was just like,
You're justified.
I was like, I thought I did a pretty good job filling the list out, and I knew there were a lot of things we hadn't rolled. It's just... When was the last time we just got Universal Century?
It never happens. The dice never
Yeah,
give us a one.
we've never gotten ones in forever. There's a couple of these where it's like, the dice gives us 2 almost inordinately, it feels like.
Yeah.
Maybe your dice are bad. Maybe you have to replace them.
Over the course of the show, I have replaced the dice numerous times.
Oh, I didn't know that. That's funny. Okay.
Oh, yeah.
But yeah, like, what I need to do is, oh god, okay. I need to, like, just search episodes while we're on the Scanline website too, because, like, I'm like, you know what the problem with some of the stuff from Build is? Early on, we didn't cover them, but then we did later, and so we've been inconsistent. Which, to be fair,
it's a mess.
The show, because I was like, wait, we've never covered the EZSR, have we? From which is a build design, and it's like, no, we haven't.
The what?
The EZSR. Our EZ8 episode, we only covered the Ground Gundam, Gym Ground Type, EZ8, the High Mobility and Heavy Armed, the Slave Wraith.
I've never seen this motherfucker before in my life.
Oh, you haven't? Okay. And that has its own variants.
Yeah.
Well,
I see. This is from Try, and I was like, this show's fucking boring, and I walked away.
okay. Yeah, so so you know what? Let's add a build tab.
Hooray!
And I will try to figure out what builds. Here, I'll let you do that because I don't know. I haven't really I edit sheets a lot. I don't really mess with them a lot though.
What are you wanting me to do?
Here, I got it. Okay, there we go. I'm making the build tab. Where should I put build at? I guess this doesn't really... The order at the bottom doesn't necessarily... Well, it matters a little bit.
I mean, if you want us to roll it, you should put it in the number 2 spot.
Yeah, well,
apparently.
I kind of wanted to have it in, like, the order of the shows generally is the problem, but, you know.
Yeah.
So, like...
Well, currently that's not the case because we have IBO before Reconquista.
Yeah, I don't know why that is. Sorry, now I'm organizing.
Me either.
World Heroes would be
Feel
before
free.
Ed Stella. Yeah. Okay. Anyway, I'll have to go through our build episodes and just see what have and haven't we done. Because again, like, I'm pretty sure though, if I go to our Zeong Mechanista, I'm pretty sure we've covered like the Hellzeong and all that, right?
I think so.
Yes, we have the Hellzeong Marine and Galaxy, so we have covered some build stuff like that. It just is very dependent. God, we've done a lot of episode 6 though. You got to be nice to me. We have done a lot.
Those two statements don't connect.
It does when you're implying I'm lazy because I don't add to the list.
I'm not implying you're lazy. I'm implying I want you to work more. Those two
Hold on a second. What do you mean? No, wait. What do you mean? What do you mean? Ah!
You can be working as hard as you have to, and I'm like, but what if you worked more?
That's mean. Anyway, I'm over at Low Poly Robot on Blue Sky, and I just post things. Anyway, alright. You gotta sign off.
Do we have the Star Build Strike on there and all that shit?
Have we covered the build strike?
Do we have the Build Strike?
Okay.
Because I'm sure if we did the Strike episode, we were like, we can't do the Build Strike. That's too much.
No, yeah, we didn't do it. Okay, yeah, so we will have to do the build strike as one. Okay, well, let me see real quick. I'm just copying these just to type things faster. Oh god. Oh right, I'd have to adjust the size of these tabs. But yeah, no. Just
is the new GGP out yet? For today?
Yeah, it dropped a couple hours ago, if I remember right.
Cool. I have to do some cleaning, so I will put that on while I do some cleaning.
Yep.
Thanks for joining us, folks. We will be back next time with more Mecha. Probably. I guess I can't guarantee that. Why do we have a covered
tab?
I don't... wait, hang on.
Like go to Advanced Generation. Why do we have tab D that says covered if we just put the covered away from everything?
Is there? I don't see a tab that says covered.
If you go to Advanced Generation and it's D. Sorry, it's cell D.
Oh, yeah, that's outdated. We can delete that row.
Okay.
That column.
I was like, wait.
Yeah, it used to be that I did that, and then yeah.
Okay.
You know, relics of the old system.
Yep.
Dylan, do you not know how to delete columns?
I have not actually used Google Sheets really before.
Okay, allow me to take care of this part then,
I'll let
because
you do that.
You're making it a mess.
No, Peace.
Peace.